metal cars, wooden cars. Which one is driven by a complete moron? You might find out, and I don't know about that, with Jim Jefferies. The answer is metal cars and not driven by morons.
Oh, you said which one is?
Yeah, I know. I'm a moron.
It's only people who know that if they're listening to the podcast regularly.
Yeah. How is your wooden car, Louise? How's it going?
The passenger side window doesn't go up
That's
anymore.
all right. That's all right, don't have any friends.
Is it wooden windows?
No.
Also, your license plate is like completely off.
Fuck
kilter.
again. I keep straightening. Every time I drive it, I straighten it out. But each pothole, it's
Yeah,
You gotta screw it in.
It's because when he gets to 88, it goes into the future, and it's just that they're spinning around.
I actually did put fuzzy dice on it today. So
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm glad you did the
pretty
important things.
that's Mexican for testicles.
Fuzzy dice.
What is the fuzzy dice? There was the fuzzy dice revolution for a while, and then people went.
The revolution.
No, it was
It's a renaissance.
I'm older than a lot of you, not in Forrest, but there was a time where fuzzy dice was the ultra bit of fashion. And then there was the little tiny boxing gloves. Remember the little tiny boxing gloves?
yeah.
And nothing else has really had it.
No, there was the
a couple of dream catchers.
the Crown air freshener. Remember those?
No, but I'm saying hanging from the revision mirror.
Yeah, it was a minor
How
thing.
did Fluffy Dice get the monopoly? And nothing else is really
Because
caught
you
on
need
since.
you need two of things, otherwise it bounces around too much.
I reckon a couple of testicles would be a bit of fun.
Well, they have them on the trucks.
Yeah, truck nuts.
Truck nuts.
Yeah, they're at the back though, somewhere where you can look at them and enjoy them.
Well, if you get a camera and you put it underneath your car, then you can see the truck
Wow.
nuts.
That's
Yeah.
true.
But that's the thing is,
Nut
it's
cam.
always these simple, like whoever invented the rock pet or whoever invented the fluffy dice. There's some family now sitting on fluffy dice money.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah.
They're killing it. Oh, granddad invented the fluffy dice. We've been really good.
Life's been amazing.
Yeah, they're sitting up in the Hollywood Hills looking down on the rest of us
Yeah.
who haven't invented fluffy dice.
All of their furniture is made of that same fluffy material.
It's all we know.
I believe fluffy dice fueled the Chinese army. Now they're a threat because, they were all made in China. You never get a good quality fluffy dice. Has anyone ever had an Italian-made pair of fluffy dice?
I've never had a pair of fluffy dice.
Probably because they count their numbers differently.
What?
They don't use the dot system like we do.
Oh,
do they
right,
do?
right.
Oh, there's
Hand signs?
stars or something.
Who doesn't?
The Italians.
I was like, everyone uses the same dice.
No. Italian dice are different. It's just a couple of hands going, "Whoa," like that's two.
Like the
Yeah.
4.
Yeah, and then 6 just says, you didn't see nothing. They're Italian-American dice, those ones. They're different.
Jersey dice.
Mhm.
Jersey dice, yeah.
Jersey dice.
So-
Good musical.
So I've had a fun week. I went to Disneyland and lost my child and another child for one of his friends for maybe 5 minutes. And when you lose a kid, look, you're not that worried because they're 9 years old. They're going to find somebody. They're going to sort it out. It's not like a 2-year-old standing.
Right.
But I was there. I won't say the name of his mate, right? But I had the mask on, so no one was bothering me in Disneyland. I was just walking around. No one was bothering me. And but then I lost my son, and I was like, Hank. Now it turns out my voice is fairly distinctive. So all of a sudden, people started noticing me. I'm standing there yelling in the middle of a parade. Hank! 2 fucking people stopped me for photos. Stop me for fucking photos when I'd lost a child.
And you took the photos with them, didn't you?
I did, because, you got to be good to your friends. But pick your fucking moment. Why don't you just follow me around until I find the children? Oh, I tell you what, find my children.
Yeah, help you look.
Yeah, find my children. Then I'll do a video. I'll call your friends a cunt. That's what people come up to me all the time. Can you do a video and say that Dan's a cunt? And I'm like, sure. And then I video and I go, Dan, you're a cunt. And I don't question who Dan is. Maybe Dan's having a hard time. Maybe Dan's sitting there in a chair going through chemo and this is the last thing he fucking needs. But I always help you out. So you stop me in the street, I'll call anyone a cunt. Just get your phone ready, know how to use it, and I'll call your friends a cunt. That's what I do. I give back
You
all
are a
the
giver.
I like how
time.
you specify know how to use it.
Oh
my God.
my God. But when we used to do the meet and greets and we used to make people take photos themselves, like the person in front of them would take the photo of the person behind them. Now I get Jack to do it for the most part or someone who works at the
I
theater.
know every phone.
Jack
I know how
knows
they all
everyone.
work.
But we used to get people, I'm taking a photo of myself now. Oh, okay, how do I turn it around? It's a fucking iPhone. We all have one.
It's also your phone.
No. They're in the photo. They've asked another person to do it. Often it's them just doing the picture.
Yeah.
But I feel like people are a little bit more savvy. But back in the cold days of 2016, fuck me, we had some problems. What have you got for us, Jack?
I have Jack of the Trades.
Jack of the Trades. Fuck. I feel like we're about to get sued. I feel like we didn't. Okay.
That's royalty free. So we're good.
Yeah.
That's from Apple. If anyone's suing, it's Apple.
I forget what Jack of the Trades is.
That's when I give you some headlines of the week, and you guys tell me what you think.
All right.
First one.
Okay.
This could be a whole podcast.
It could be, but it's just a tiny segment that people will skip.
Wow.
News story 1. Britney's free. Woo!
Yeah, Britney's free. I'm a big fan of Britney being free. I think she should have been free. But I also follow Britney's Instagram, where she's very clearly mentally ill. You're the biggest star in the world. Stop sending naked pictures. You must want attention, Britney, because
She's got naked pictures on there?
No, she's not
my
naked.
word.
Check them out.
Yeah, she's not naked.
What's her handle?
What did she post something recently that I haven't seen?
Britney Spears, what's her handle? Might be Britney Spears.
Yeah.
Britney Spears won.
It was a joke.
Okay. Britney Spears. All right, I'll find you some nudie Rudies.
I'll follow.
Okay, so there we go. You're Britney Spears. You're just going off to bed.
Oh yeah.
There's
This is
a
her
picture.
baby's feet in her.
No.
awesome.
I'll find
She's
you.
thinking about having another baby.
Oh, no. That's good that she's having another baby. Now, often it's just fun
Oh, yeah,
things.
she got crazy
It's
eyes.
a lot of Britney just
It's a
spinning.
lot of dance videos.
Spinning
yeah.
around like a nut job, right? We've
But
seen you dance.
That doesn't mean she should still be getting all of her money.
No.
Whether-
I'm free Britney.
My
It's-
favorite were the videos of her like set up with an easel and oh wow, yeah.
What's
where's
Britney
that
up
one?
to? That's just her cupping her boobs.
But you remember those videos where she was like painting and there was like classical music in the background
yeah.
and you expect it to be some like really good painting and then the reveal is like a 3-year-old doing it. It's just butterflies and you're like, huh, okay.
She does a lot of these where she just kind of rocks back and
Okay.
forth.
Yeah.
That's
So
her move.
what, is that the biggest star in the world? Just
I
don't know. She's
I
not
don't
the biggest
follow
star
her,
in the
so I didn't
world,
realize that
no,
she
but
was.
that's a lot of. There we go. No, there she is.
She's not naked. She's got tiny flowers on her.
Yeah, because she'd get deleted from Instagram. This is why, if she was fully naked, I'd say don't give her her money back. She's not ready. The little flowers are the only thing that's keeping me going.
Yeah.
I think Britney should have her own money. It's her money to piss up the wall, and I'm looking forward to her Brewster millioning this whole fucking thing. So we're going to find Britney by the side of the road with a bit of cardboard going, used to be. No. But
She's got tons of money.
Well, who
Well,
she doesn't have
now.
a husband? Who's the baby?
She's engaged.
Whose baby is that?
To who?
I don't know.
I don't know,
She
she's-
knows
Sam something.
she knows
Did
babies.
she have
Yeah,
a
she
baby
knows
with Kevin
babies.
Federline? She never
Yeah,
had
she had 2 kids.
with Kevin
Yeah, with
Kevin
Federline.
Federline,
Yeah.
But they're like
I just followed her.
teenagers
She
now.
got a follow.
So
She'll be
good-
happy.
Good luck to you, Brittany. I follow you.
36.
My wife's a big fan of your music. We listen to you in the car. Good luck to you. Good luck to you.
Wait, she's gonna be a chef.
She's
It
going to
says
be everything.
artist, mama, pray every day, chef in the works.
She's taking a cooking course.
Yep.
Okay,
That's
well,
what she
that's
did.
good.
That's the first thing she spent her money on.
Frozen dinners. They should have that. Yeah, there's that Amy's brand. Not that good, but if you had Brittany's
I think
frozen burritos,
I think she should have a restaurant that just serves asparagus, and it should be called Spears.
Mm.
no, it could be spears, but it could be all different kinds of spears. There's like
kebabs.
things that are on spears.
Yeah. Or at the end of
S'mores.
your meal, when you fight about the check, you all get given a spear.
Yeah.
Mm.
Good luck to you all. Free
What do you
Brittany.
mean? What do we mean a spear? That's not.
Like throwing spears at each other.
Yeah, I think that's more of a Game of Thrones thing.
It's not a real restaurant.
Okay.
Okay, what
So I don't know if you guys remember last year, but there was a
I
couple.
do.
I
There
forgot
were-
we were doing your segment.
We were all,
Yeah, well, that's a
forget
good news
we
headline.
were all home for a while. Don't know if you remember last year, but there was a virus. Ooh, daddy.
Okay, next headline. But there are a couple sightings of around our airport, LAX, about a man with a jetpack.
Hmm.
And pilots were seen as they were flying in. They go, "What's going on with this jetpack guy?" And the FBI looked into it, and they finally got a good picture of the jetpack man. And it's a full body balloon of Jack Skellington.
Right.
Oh,
so it's
not
just
really
a balloon.
There's no
jetpack.
jetpack.
There's
It's
no
just a
jetpack.
balloon.
Are you sure it's not Chris Angel?
It might be.
yeah.
Well, he's not in Las
Why,
Vegas.
why did they think he had a jetpack on his back?
Because it just looks like a dude floating in the air.
But Jack Skeleton's so thin, he doesn't look like he's got a jetpack on him.
Oh, it was Jack Skellington with a jetpack. That's what I didn't tell you.
Oh, did
Yeah.
he have a jetpack on him?
He might have. That's how
Okay.
he was flying.
Remember that Chris? Was it Chris Angel? No, who's the other guy?
David Blaine.
Yeah, when they made Shaq float over the.
Shaq floated.
He supposedly made Shaq float over a house, and then there was just a balloon of Shaq, I think. But that's the magic in there. No,
I don't know about that one.
I think it was Chris Angel.
Hmm.
He's a good guy.
It's an illusion.
Yeah. Oh.
We're gonna have the longest lunar eclipse in centuries next week or this week. It's gonna last 3 hours, 28 minutes, and 23 seconds. And the moon name, it's called a beaver moon.
Wait a minute. Which a solar eclipse is when the moon crosses in front of the sun. A lunar eclipse is when the sun crosses in front of the moon. That can't happen.
What about
Forrest?
what about a total eclipse of the heart? When's that gonna happen?
That's in 2 weeks.
Oh.
Oh shit.
So what's
I'm not
what's
even ready.
what's a
Forrest,
lunar
what's a
eclipse?
lunar
Is there a
eclipse again?
planet in the way?
Turn around, bright. Okay.
What's a lunar eclipse?
A lunar eclipse?
Yeah.
I don't know anything about eclipses.
Yeah, the solar eclipse is
Jack's the one with the article over
is
there.
the moon crossing in front of the sun. What's a lunar eclipse? Or
I
is it
think
the same
a
thing?
lunar happens at night, right?
Lunar eclipse occurs when the moon moves into the Earth's shadow. This can occur only when the sun, Earth, and moon are exactly or very closely aligned with the Earth.
So
That's
we
when the
went-
moon looks kind of like really orange.
We so we won't see the moon.
We will see.
No,
It'll
it's gonna be like reddish orange.
a beaver moon. You'll see a beaver moon for 3
Why
hours
is it
and
called
20.
Beaver Moon?
I don't know. I don't know how moons get their names. They always have some crazy names. There's like a blood wolf moon.
Next week on the podcast, we're all going to be talking about the red moon. That would have been
Blood moon. Wait, what? What did you say? Blood wolf moon.
Blood wolf
That
moon.
sounds way cooler than beaver moon, though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beaver moon's hilarious.
Beaver Moon is
Beaver
like
moon's hairier.
Yeah, it's like when a girl moons you out of a car window, but she bends over a little too far.
Me and my brother at one stage when I was young, we got very into mooning people, and my brother had just got my
What
brother.
do you got into it?
Well, my brother had just gotten his license, and we did a lot of trips to like basically the Australian equivalent of 7-Eleven, which they have loads of now, but they didn't have them back then. And we're getting a lot of Slurpees. That's all we needed to drive to, you know. Like my brother had his license. Do you want to go get Slurpees? So we get in the car and off we'd go. We go to McDonald's. We go get.
But
a
you knew you
Slurpee.
were going to be mooning people.
Well, that we grew tired of all the Slurpees and the Big Macs, and then we found out that on Sunday we'd read in the newspaper where all the weddings were going to be, and we would drive.
This is very complicated, actually.
Yeah. So Scott was 16. I was 4 years younger. So I was 12 or something like that. So in a $400 car, not safe, we'd find where the weddings were, and then I would drive by with my ass hanging out the window. So fun times were had by all.
Yeah.
Well, just by you and Scott.
Yeah, until I got a bit of rice caught up there. People were
Expanded.
People were living there.
Expanded and blew it up. That's how you get your hemorrhoids.
But I like to think the people who I mooned as we drove by had a good time. They probably
Yeah,
went,
most
"Oh,
likely.
that broke up the ceremony a bit."
You know what might be
funny.
happening now is people are hearing this for the first time, and now they're like, you know what? That was Jim Jefferies mooned at our wedding.
If you had a wedding on the northern beaches of Sydney in 1990, you got yourself a mooning, ladies and gentlemen. No, we didn't do that much, maybe 4 times. That is a lot,
We
though.
got really into it.
That is a lot, though.
It's all in one day.
Yeah, a couple of them were.
Mm.
Wow.
We really found those weddings.
Segment is going gangbusters.
It's
just
going
as you
good. We're
predicted,
getting,
yeah.
getting a lot of chats in here. It's
Yeah,
good.
a lot
But
of
also,
chat,
you have
little chit-chat.
you moon out like a moving vehicle. It feels a bit. You're not stable.
Yeah.
It's a drive-by moon.
Flopping by.
You have to brake fast.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Dangerous.
I wouldn't do it in America. You'll get shot. In Australia, it's
Maybe.
a much more innocent mooning country.
Get
It's a knife.
stabbed. Yeah.
I haven't been mooned very well for a few years.
I think
now.
mooning's out of fashion.
Yeah, I think it's done.
you'd be done for sexual assault now if you mooned
Yeah.
someone.
Yeah.
And back
Yeah,
in the
probably.
day, it was just a laugh.
But what, back then,
Watching a teenage boy's ass hanging.
I was going to say, that's pedophilia. Back
Yeah,
then.
I did. I did
You're the
it.
victim.
I did it, and everyone else got arrested.
You're
Don't
the
look at my ass.
Perv. Russia's in hot water.
Oh, which is
Hot water.
weird because it's so cold over there. They must have done something really wrong.
Yeah,
They
woo.
tested out a new
climate change.
They tested out a new anti-satellite missile and blew up one of their own satellites, sending debris everywhere in space. And now it's orbiting. Everyone in the International Space Station had to go into their cubby holes or whatever for protection because it's like a scene from the movie Gravity when there's just space debris just flying around. So that's going to it's going to orbit the Earth for centuries.
There's so
What
much
if it blocks
trash.
the Beaver Moon?
Yeah, we're going to see space debris in front of the Beaver Moon now, thanks to Russia.
So they
Fucking
blew up
Russia.
their own satellite.
They shot a missile, I believe, from Earth.
And what were they trying to? Were they trying to blow up their own satellite?
They were
to see-
testing to see if their anti-satellite missiles would work, so they blew up their own satellite to not piss anyone off, but it's pissed everybody off.
Mm.
So
Russia seems to do that.
yeah, I feel like no one's happy with Russia.
Right. I always think, because when I play Call of Duty or something like that, what must it be like to be like German or Russian, and in every computer game or in a Bond film,
Yeah.
oh, what are we, the bad guys again? Okay. Do they have movies in Russia where it's like, here we are hunting down some dumb Americans?
For
They
sure.
must have some.
For
Probably.
sure. I think China has some movies where Americans are the bad guys.
Yeah, where it's just like some bloke just eating a hot dog, just rah, 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 rah. When I was in Disneyland, I saw one of the great. I've already told Forrest and what's your name, Jack? I've already told Forrest and Jack this story, but I saw it. Whenever you're in like Disneyland, you see all those fat fucks, right? Fat fucks who are on their mobility fucking scooters. I'm all right with the elderly. Right? You want to go sit out with the grandkids, but it's just like, I don't want to walk. Then no Disney for you. If you can't fucking walk it, you can't fucking do it. And you gotta be 60 or over to have the mobility scooter. Anyway, so there was some Midwest fat fuck on his fucking scooter.
How do you know he didn't have a disability?
He was about 350 pounds.
Yeah.
And also this T-shirt says he didn't have a disability. That he was just a fuckwit.
Not disabled, just fat.
His T-shirt said this. His T-shirt, he had the straight out of Compton font. You know how a lot of people are like straight out of whatever, straight out of prison, straight out of Sydney, straight out of whatever.
Yeah.
He said his T-shirt went straight out of patience
Yeah.
with liberals, right?
What?
You can't add a bit on the bottom, the with liberals bit. You can only have the block letters. If your parody doesn't fit within the parameter of the words, you can't just go with liberals and cunts and the fucking woman down the road.
That's every conservative comedy shirt. It's
I
just
know.
way too much info.
Oh, you know what? And I'm not. Look, I consider myself. I'm a bit out of patience with fucking everybody. Everybody fucking annoys me. But I am out of patience with some bloke just sitting there going, these liberals, right? Like, what do you contribute, you dumb fuck, with your fuck? Anyway, he was in me way for a bit.
Kelly, what was the
Jack
T-shirt we
Trace.
saw in Atlantic City?
Oh yeah, the first guy I saw in Atlantic City, his shirt said, "If you're not into oral sex, then shut your mouth." And I was like, "We're here."
It's not even
made
a
it.
joke. That's just like
It's kind of violent.
It's like if your mouth is open, I'm shoving my dick in there. That was
But I tell you what, you didn't say anything to him, did you?
I kept my mouth
You
shut.
kept your mouth
and
shut.
our distance.
Yep.
You can't. You know, I told you we were talking about on the little private episode we did, which went very well. I enjoyed that. But there's a lady who's got the Jim Jefferies logo, the two J's back to each other above her arsehole, but written underneath it, April 18th. Oh, good on you. Good on you. You bloody you got the anal sex day above your asshole in a tattoo. Bit of fun.
Russia's in hot water.
Yeah.
All right, I'll give you one more headline. You guys get to choose. Do you want a cool science headline or a fun entertainment headline?
I want a fun entertainment headline about cool science.
Ooh.
Ooh, okay, I'll do my best.
Give us both.
Okay, I'll give you both. I'll give you the short one first.
No, we only can do one.
Okay.
So I'll do both.
I
Don't let Forrest spoil you.
I think the entertainment one's really short.
Okay.
Journey announced a new world tour with Billy Idol and Toto.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Wait,
right.
wait,
Well, 'cause-
who was the band?
Toto?
Remember
Journey.
we had Steve
Journey.
Luca.
Oh, Journey.
We had Steve Lukather on our podcast.
I thought you said Germany has announced a new world tour, and I go, oh, what happened the last time they did it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you
They
know
call
what
them tours now instead of wars.
Well, what's
Yeah.
interesting about that is because Steve Lukather's son Trev is engaged to the keyboardist from Journey's daughter.
Whoa.
I think his name's Jonathan Cain.
Mhm.
But they're engaged, so I wonder if that's how the tour came about. It's like, hey, we're gonna be
Dang.
family soon. Might as well
That's a fun
tour
tour.
together.
Fun tour. My friend Nick Daly, who played Rodney on Legit, he came to the show the other day, and he had his birthday just recently. And the thing that he wanted for his birthday more than anything in the world, the Steve Lukather biography, man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he got it. That was his best gift. There's a photo of him on Instagram. Like, yeah, I got it.
Oh, I bet I could probably get something signed for him.
Yeah, he'd love that.
Okay.
Like there's an episode in fucking in Legit when we wanted to do this thing with Dan Ratzenberg where Rodney was on the whiteboard writing something down, and then John was going to come over and do a diagram that was length of time of your relationship versus blowjobs, like how they go down with this graph.
Yeah.
And so I'd written out this graph for John to write, and I said, Nick, you just write something on the other side. And I said, Nick, write whatever you want, right? And so John's like this, and and Nick's standing in the way of what's written there. And this actually happened. When you watch the footage, it actually happened because we didn't know what Nick was going to write, right? And it was like this. He goes, hey, this is the amount of blowjobs you get, and then when you're in a relationship, and then eventually you're dead, and this is a picture of her dancing over your grave. And we're all like, oh, like this. And then Steve goes, what are you trying to tell us, Dad? And then Nick moves out of the way, and then John just reads it. Docking rocks. Like Nick likes old school rock and roll. He's docking, man. He likes docking. And I was like, who's docking? And Dan Bacadol looked at me. He's so much angry. He goes, you don't know docking? It rhymes with rocking.
Yeah, it was rocking with docking. I think the way they said it. Yeah.
Yeah, he likes docking.
Never heard of it.
So if you can get me an autograph of docking as well.
Yeah. I first have to find out what that is, and then I will get right on that.
Dokken.
Yeah.
Oh, Dockin. Okay.
Dokken.
Yep.
Docking.
I have seen that.
Docking
Docking.
rocks. Give us the last one, Jack, and then we'll start.
Last one. A new state of matter was discovered called superionic ice. And basically at extreme pressure.
Why did you put the inverted commas?
Because I have it quoted on here.
Oh, yeah.
I just read exactly
You
what
only
I'm
did
saying.
one of them too. Just the end.
Because this one's sweaty. Basically, at extreme pressures, ice can remain solid but have a temperature hotter than the surface of the sun. And the ice isn't clear; it becomes like black because light interacts with it differently. So it explains like how the core of like Neptune and Uranus and ice planets exist. I think it's cool. Great.
Told you we should have done one. I told you. I told you we should
That
have
was a
done one.
legitimate yawn, but as it was coming to me, I thought, I want him to hear it.
Told you we should have done one.
Let's start the podcast.
No, we started. You got to do the ads.
You don't know the ads. Ladies and gentlemen, Christmas is coming. And good health starts with good habits. Quip makes it easy by delivering oral care essentials you need to care for your mouth. The Quip electric toothbrush is loved by over 7 million mouths and has time sonic vibrations with 30-second pulses to guide a dentist-recommended 2-minute clean. That's what they recommend. I sing half of Happy Birthday. A lightweight and sleek design for adults and for kids with no wires or bulky charges to weigh you down. A multi-use travel cover that doubles as a mirror mount for less clutter. Reusable handles in a range of sleek metal hues, including best-selling all black. That's your number one.
That's the one I
That's
have.
the number
One I
one, the
have.
all black after the rugby. And the all pink. It's a good one too.
Mhm.
You can picture them right now in your mind.
Oh, yeah. I don't have the pink one, but like I feel like I know exactly what it looks like.
Oh,
Picture it.
yeah. As well as bright plastic colors sure to pop to your bathroom counter. On top of your toothbrush, you can upgrade your Quip with the new smart motor to track and improve your brushing with the free Quip app, which is especially great for getting kids excited about brushing their teeth. My kid uses this.
Yeah.
My kid uses this.
It's cool because you can earn points and like kids love streaks.
This is a game changer. My
Yep.
kid's brushing his teeth properly. You earn points and consistent brushing, which earns more amazing rewards like free refills, products, Target gift cards, and more. Beyond the brush, Quip has everything you need to build a complete routine. Anti-cavity toothpaste, not like that cavity toothpaste.
I hate cavity
I
toothpaste.
bought that
Delicious.
shit once.
I know.
Fucking hell, it's just a bag of sugar in mint or watermelon that helps prevent cavities. 2 ways to floss. Floss string that expands to clean. Never, amazing. Floss reusable picks that replaces over 180 disposable picks with every refill. I use the picks. I haven't used the expand yet.
Yeah. I like the picks just because the string always gets so loose
I
in
don't
your
like
hands.
it. I don't like the feeling on my fingers.
Yeah.
I'm a pick guy.
Pick man.
Refillable gum that is sugar-free and long-lasting mint flavor that comes with a dispenser, a gum dispenser.
Wow.
What will they think of next? Refillable mouthwash that is 4 times concentrate plus good for you and good for the planet. With stylish, affordable electric toothbrushes starting at just $25, you won't be paying through the teeth for better oral care. If you go to getquip.com/I don't know right now, you'll get your first refill for free. That's getquip.com/I don't know right now, and you'll get your free refill for free. Your first refill. That's your first free at quip.com/I don't know.
Well, those were words that you said. So.
Spelled GETQUIP.com/I don't know. Quip, the good habits company. People have gotten a little too used to wearing sweatpants. We've been stuck indoors. You're wearing your sweats. Replace the suit that's been gathering dust in your closet, because a lot of the suits, I had a lot of suits from the Jim Jefferies show and stuff like that. Some of them gone out of fashion.
Dusty.
Some of them gone out of fashion.
Wow. And give them to Jack.
And bring back a great style. It's not just about looking great. It's about feeling confident and standing out. There's never been a better time to upgrade your look. Indochino's Black Friday event has the lowest prices of the year on suits, shirts, underwear, and more. Outerwear. I said underwear. Outerwear and more. Plus, you'll save even more by using the code IDK. IDK. I don't know what it stands for, but that's the code you use.
I don't know.
I don't know about that, Forrest.
No, I don't know.
Well, then you read the ads.
Who's on first?
Okay.
It was really easy to get my custom order. All I had to do was Jack came over, measured me a bit. The inner seam was quite the treat. It was really easy. I just visited the website, put on my measurements, and my pants were made to my custom specifications. They fit perfectly, plus the prices are affordable, unlike custom wear. So you can look your best without breaking the bank. Indochino offers completely customized suits, shirts, casual wear, and more surprisingly affordable prices. Get a wardrobe personalized to your style and taste without spending a fortune. Measure yourself on the website. It takes 10 minutes. 10 minutes is all it takes. Maybe 11 minutes if you're slow, 9 minutes if you're fast. Mm-hmm. When I say slow, I'm talking about physical movement. Then wear your suit out of the box in 3 to 4 weeks. Every piece is made to your exact measurements, and you can customize every detail. Choose everything about your suit, from the fabrics, the lapels, the monograms, and statement lining. You can create a suit that fits you and your style perfectly. The best part is Indochino suits start from just $2.99 and shirts from $45. And all customizations included.
And that's a really good price, right? Like suits are expensive as hell, I assume, right?
Get out of here. That's bargain. Get away from video calls and back into looking and feeling amazing. Indochino's Black Friday events run from November 8th to November 29th of this year. Doesn't go the whole year. Save even more and get $50 off any purchase of $3.99 or more by using the promo code IDK at Indochino.com. That's $50 off your purchase of $3.99 or more at INDOCHINO.com. Promo code IDK.
Okay. Please welcome our guest today, Katherine Munro.
And now it's time to play.
Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Yes, no. Judging a book by its cover.
G'day, Katherine. Thanks for being on the show. I've been told that you stayed up very late for us and you're in Austria right now, and that you're an Australian in Austria. That must be fun.
That's right.
That must be
yeah.
Always the two countries are named so closely together and they hold so much things in common. Okay,
what's in common?
Well, the spelling's almost right there.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly. I always said that's the reason I moved here. The paperwork was easy.
Yeah. Okay, you've got pictures of Austria behind you. You're fully into Austria. You're right there. There's nothing I can tell from behind the thing. Okay, so you're a very poised person. I'm going to say that you're a professor, that you lecture people.
You have to ask questions.
Are you a professor who lectures people?
I have, and I do teach people, but I'm not a professor.
Oh, not a professor. Are you involved in the world of science?
Yes.
Okay, the world of science, which is everything.
Yep.
What we're going to talk about today, you use every day, I would imagine. I guess so. I don't know.
The Hello Tushy 5.0.
Exactly. I was one of the principal researcher developers for this.
All right. The fact that she used the sentence principal researcher developer means that she's involved in something more interesting than stand-up comedy. I'll tell you that much. All right. Principal, something I use every day. Is it a product?
It's in very many products.
Oh, it's in very many products. Okay. So it's
Big
a
hint.
it's a thing. Okay. So is it? Are you an expert in? We've done water.
Water.
Yeah, water's in everything. Everything's
Sure. Okay. I guess. Yeah, that's true. You use water every day.
Look, she's drinking it right now.
Maybe it's water.
Maybe it's water.
We haven't done water. Oh, you mean we've done water quality with okay.
How many different episodes of water can you do? Okay.
How about this? You have a car where it's very heavily used.
Oh, gasoline.
No.
So now I know what car you must have.
Yeah, I have a muscle car. It's not it's electricity.
No. Yeah, it's another. You have two cars.
I have two cars.
Yeah. The electric car.
Yeah, the electric car.
Made by our old buddy Musk.
Tesla. She's an expert in Tesla.
It's what she's going to talk about is very involved in that car.
Wheels.
Okay.
Ooh.
How have we not done the wheel yet? The wheel
that's
seems
not what we're doing today.
The first invention. We should chat about that.
It's going to take too long. Today we're going to talk about artificial intelligence.
Yes. AI, they call it.
Yep.
They do.
AI.
Yeah,
He gets 1 point already.
I know a girl who was in the movie Artificial Intelligence. Frances O'Connor. I haven't met her in many years.
Sounds like you know her.
No, a
friends.
girl I dated back in Perth 25 years ago was friends with her, and so I met her. But anyway, that's neither
no
here nor
points
there.
for that. All right.
Haley Joel Osment was in the film.
Let me introduce Katherine.
Steven Spielberg directed.
It was a movie.
Katherine Munro is a data scientist and data science ambassador working in the e-commerce domain, conducting research as well as corporate training in AI, machine learning, natural language processing, and data science. She has a background in computational linguistics and deep machine learning. Katherine worked in research and development for Mercedes-Benz and the user voice interface team and completed her master's at Germany's prestigious, I don't know if I'm going to say this right, Fraunhofer Institute.
In Stuttgart.
Yeah. Specializing
right?
in building natural language understanding systems.
Minus 1 point.
Katherine is a speaker, moderator, writer, and editor. She is education lead for Women in AI Upper Austria, part of a global network aiming to increase the diversity of voices in AI, and a volunteer mentor at female coders who run free tutorials teaching women how to code. On social media, you can find her at Katherine A. Munro, and Munro is M-U-N-R-O, no E at the end. And then Instagram, Katherine A. Mabel. Different last name?
Amabel. Amabel.
Oh, Amabel. Is that, okay, sorry.
A's not the middle initial. Hey, Mabel.
What? No, it is. It's Katherine A is your middle initial, right? And then Munro, because that's her Twitter.
No, it's pronounced Michael Jaffox.
All right. Well, I'm sorry. I'm the worst.
I'm here for you, baby.
All right. Well, we'll have those up on the screen too, and they'll tag them. Everyone will be able to find it. All right. What we're gonna do? Katherine, just tell us a little bit how you got into AI, and then you ended up in Austria and all that stuff.
Yeah, so it's quite complicated. I mean, I tried and failed like 5 different degrees, wasn't sure what to do. Found linguistics in the end. Thought that was awesome. Studied that at Newcastle. Jim, maybe you know it.
I do.
Studied that and then decided I wanted to specialize. Did some research and found this thing called computational linguistics in Germany. So I went there to study that. And had some connections across the border in Austria. So I came here to work. And,
Forrest used to shag a bird in Newcastle.
Okay, you say that every time it's brought up. No, we're not gonna.
How many times has it been brought up?
Many times. Anytime Newcastle is brought up.
Newcastle's brought up every episode somehow.
I can't remember us bringing up Newcastle.
No more stories.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask Jim a bunch of questions about artificial intelligence, and at the end of that, you can grade them on accuracy 0 through 10. 10's the best. Kelly's gonna grade them on confidence. I'm gonna grade them on et cetera. If you score 21 through 30, AI. 11 through 20, AI. 0 through 10, AI. Thing is, they stand for different things.
Yeah, I imagine.
21 through 30, what do you think it stands for? AI.
21, that's the best score?
Yeah.
Actual intelligence?
Ooh.
That would have been a
That's
good.
good.
We can make it that. I was going to say artificially intelligent.
Yeah, actual intelligence.
What about AI 11 through 20?
Intelligence.
Okay, that's better. Yeah, I was going to say Allen Iverson, but all right, 0 through 10 AI.
Asshole intelligence.
No, that's pretty good. All right, we'll switch them to that. Ass. And then actual. Okay. All right, cool. Thanks for writing those, Jim.
No worries.
All right. What is artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence, many times referred to as AI. Artificial intelligence is when you make a computer start to like have things not for itself as such. But what it does is you put intelligence into
You're making Jack laugh for some reason. Why are you laughing so much, Jack?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Why is no one else laughing?
Jim's giving it his best, all right?
Do you want to move down to this mic?
That's good.
Okay. So it's like your navigation system in your car. That's like the peak of it. And then
That's the peak?
Yeah.
That's the peak of artificial intelligence.
When they brought out the fucking TomTom, man, I thought we're in the future now. That was the thing. I used to work at a Stratfield Car Radios place in Australia where I sold mobile phones, and they brought out the navigation system. We couldn't sell any because no one believed that it would work, right? It was like a $7,000 thing you had to put in your car.
All right.
And then I used to make the joke, I go, you use a male voice or a female voice, the female voice will give you the wrong directions. And we all laughed, and then no one bought it.
In which domains is AI used?
What?
In which domains is AI used?
In computers.
Ooh.
And that's where it's used.
Name some types of AI you interact with every day besides your navigation system.
Speak and spell. Still
Every day you do that?
Still use that.
Okay.
How do you think my spelling's improved? No, you get your laptop would have a bit of it. Siri, she's artificial intelligence all day, right? She's there.
I like when you get excited. You thought of something.
fucking
All day.
Alexa, they're all women. The artificial intelligence. No one ever goes, Brian, turn on the lights.
What is an algorithm?
Well, I could give you an algorithm to tell you what the algorithm is. Algorithm is the different, when people are coding in computers, right, and they're typing all those different things, it might look like gobbledygook to you, Forrest. But when I see it, I go, ooh, they're making the game Pitfall for Atari.
Okay. How do machines learn?
By us inputting things into them, by going, here's a bit more information, and soon what will happen is the computers will start teaching each other, and then we're fucked. Like, we're speaking to you right now. You seem like a very nice lady, but you do know you're about to kill us all, right? I've seen the Terminator movies. You're the bit where the Terminator comes back and he has to kill you because you're about to kill us all.
Okay. We'll skip this. We'll get back to this other question. What is deep learning?
It's that's when you're high and someone says something that spins you out, and you go, "That's bloody good, man. That is good."
Okay. What is the Turing test?
Alan Turing. Oh yes, Alan Turing.
I know you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
So you're like,
he made the first computer. He was also a homosexual, and
you don't get points for that.
yeah, but that might be the test.
Yeah.
This might be if a good looking bloke walks by, I go, "Ooh, he's all right." Did I pass? Did I fail?
Well,
it's all your perception.
That's the question. What is a Turing test, and do you think you can pass it?
I don't know what it is, but I do think I could pass it. so give me some confidence, Kelly.
What is the Chinese room experiment? Be careful.
Oh God! Thank God this is not the live podcast.
First of all, the room's made up of folded paper. And it's whether you can get out of it with 2 sticks.
I have a lot of questions here. I think I should just skip ahead. We'll get to all these questions. Don't worry,
Well,
Catherine.
I think you're already going really, really fast.
What it is it's the same as the cat in the box test, right? So is there a cat in the box? You don't know either way. Is there a Chinese person in the box? What do you do?
What is an AI?
Schrodinger's cat.
What is an AI winter, and are we in danger of another one?
An AI winter is...
There's no way you know any of these.
No. An AI winter is when you go, oh, God, it shouldn't be cold this time of year. but it is.
Okay.
And it's like, but you start the sense like this, I reckon it's too cold.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
What is the difference between weak and strong AI? I don't know why I'm asking any of this.
No. Okay, so weak AI is the stuff that we have to input the information, a la the speak and spell. Strong AI is where it's like your PlayStation. You go to bed, you come down, it's downloaded a game for you. You haven't even fucking done anything. It's updated all the Call of Duty.
Okay.
That's some strong ass AI right there.
What is, quote, the singularity?
That's
You've heard that term, right?
Yeah, no. It's a dating page that Jack goes onto.
That's not a bad name for an app, honestly.
What was that, Catherine?
I knew he would say something like that.
She's a fan of the show.
I knew it was going to be about Jack.
Poor Jack.
No, it's fine.
How does...
He was suicidal.
That was the
right now.
saddest I've ever heard you, Jack.
No,
That's
it's
fine.
Yeah, singularity. It's very hard because he's the only person on the app.
I made
He
it
checks
too.
in every day. All right, there's me. Swipe left.
We'll get to all these, but I'm going to skip a few. Well, how about this? How does playing Floor is Lava help advance machine learning research?
All right, okay. This is easy, right?
Yeah,
because
sure.
it gives the machine some parameters that it can't, if you go the floor is lava, the claw that picks up things, a lot of the AI is claw involved, right? If you watch a car going made, they go through the thing and there's all these things with claws coming out. That's if you look at Terminator 2,
All right, next question.
they had to eliminate that hand. It's all claw based. And so the claw,
Your time's up.
you can pick up things, but not on the floor because the floor's lava.
So those claw machines where you pick up like the
Oh, that's
the
very
stuffed
basic
animals?
AI, Kelly.
Okay,
That's very basic AI.
That's
Right?
weak. That's
Just wanted
weak
to make
AI.
sure we had that in here.
It's weak AI. The picky up machines,
All right.
weak AI.
Yep,
Let me ask you a couple more here. How does Amazon's Alexa and other smart devices understand what you want?
Well, for me, I find it very difficult because they haven't figured out my accent in this country yet. So they figure it out if I do an American voice is how they really figure it out.
Okay.
No, because keywords. It's all about keywords, and that's how the machine learns, Forrest.
Thank you.
So if you go, Alexa, turn on the lights, they hear turn lights, and then they do a bit of guesswork, right? They go, oh,
Did I turn them off? Oh, whoops, that's not what I wanted.
no. They go, turn, and you go, oh, he just had the lights off. Probably turn them on.
Learning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna ask you two more of these.
I don't
and
use,
we'll
I
get
don't
to all
use
these,
any of
but-
those, I don't use any of them.
What-
My wife just looks at the phone and goes, Siri, set my alarm for 4:45, please. And it just fucking does it. I go to Mo and Siri, and the phone just stares at me. It's probably in the settings.
What?
Oh,
what
it's dead.
is?
I don't know. I move with the future.
What is the trolley problem? You want a hint?
Oh, yeah, it's that fourth wheel that always goes a bit wobbly.
That's a different podcast. Yeah, sorry. Okay.
No, give me a hint on the trolley problem. I'll tell you.
It's related to autonomous vehicles.
Oh, okay. So when you got like your Tesla and your Tesla knows how it's driving and stuff like that, it can pick up cars, but it can't pick up trolleys, man.
Okay.
Can't
know if
recognize
that's right.
trolleys.
It's in my car. Like I like to look when you go through. I was in the car with a friend of my son's, and he goes, "I know a great hack for this car, a little Easter egg for this car." And on the Tesla, if you hit the auto drive, which you meant go twice, 1, 2. If you go 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, it'll start playing the more cowbell sketch, and the road will become rainbow.
What?
Yeah, I'll do it for you on the way home, Jack. It's quite a trip.
No way.
Yeah. It'll do that. And I was like, oh, yeah, what's your Easter egg? Just tap it 4 times. I'm like, I'm trying to drive here.
What is
That's awesome.
algorithmic bias and why is it dangerous?
Okay, it's the same as, if an algorithm, okay, so let's say when you get your credit score and it starts saying that you haven't got enough credit because you haven't got credit to begin with. So the computer is biased against you, but it doesn't know you in person. So if you met me, when I first tried to buy a house, I couldn't buy one because I didn't have any credit cards because I didn't need them because I had money and I was just taking money on my ATM. But then I had to get a credit card to build up my credit to be able to do it. You see what I mean? So the machine was biased. The computer says no, right? So computer says no in comparison
The
to
Radiohead album?
if the computer just got to know me, it would have said yes all day.
Yeah.
Would have said yes all day. I'm
It's up for debate. All right. Last question. Will AI steal your job? Not necessarily your job, but jobs.
Have you seen Siri do a stand-up set? Fuck, it's some boring ass shit.
Well, I mean, in general, the world's like
You know when
jobs.
people tell you to turn the lights on all day? What's all that about? All right, Siri, you fucking hack. It will steal many people's jobs, yeah, eventually. And some jobs have already been stolen. Eventually, so we're going to have AI is going to start driving the trucks for us. As soon as we have the trucks driving for us, then we stop having the truck stops. And then these little towns are going to die because the truckers aren't going to stop there. But our deliveries are going to get to us more time. We're all going to become Wall-E. Wall-E is the future. We've already got the fat thing down. We're already being fat.
Oh, you mean the people in Wall-E, not Wall-E itself.
Yeah.
Wally was the robot, right?
Yeah. Wall-E's
Okay.
AI. Wall-E's fucking with these emotions.
Should've said Wall-E earlier.
Picking up garbage. It'll fuck. Also, he's just a rip-off of Short Circuit all day. He was small short circuit.
Okay. Catherine.
Short Circuit was AI. Short Circuit.
Put that in there, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so-
He started to get feelings.
Yeah.
Short Circuit. Towards the end, he was dying and we were all worried he was just a fucking robot. Fucking Short Circuit, man.
Hi, Catherine. So how did Jim do 0 through 10, 10 being the best on artificial intelligence knowledge?
Look, I know people are always a bit too nice to Jim on this show, and I would really like to. I'm sure you did your best, but it wasn't great.
Right.
You made up some points on the last one, so I will give you a 5.
Wait. Which last one? Short Circuit?
The truck.
Last question. He had a couple of buzzwords in there that were kind of getting on the right track.
5.
Well, see, this is
I know, I'm still being nice.
This is the thing with AI. I don't have to know much about it because eventually it'll do it for me.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually AI will give me the knowledge that I
You
need.
should have said at the beginning and we shouldn't have asked anything.
10.
Yeah. How do you do on confidence, Kelly?
12.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was
yeah.
extremely
Wow, that's
confident.
17
really
total.
Alan
give me
Turing.
give me the Turing test right now.
I don't know what it is.
You don't even know what it is, yeah.
Oh, I can do it though.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 17 points.
If I know it, then I'll get a perfect score.
Yeah, that's probably true.
I'm going to give you a 1,
All right.
and et cetera. That means you have 18, which you're,
What we got to start doing is we got to start giving me some type of monetary punishment for doing badly on these scores.
Ooh.
Well, don't do that. Well,
I don't
we'll
know.
give you that
There's-
scores then.
There's got to be something for
Negative
me.
200.
We'll
It's
do
gotta be
Bitcoin
someone's-
every week.
Yeah, Bitcoin.
Yeah, here's some Ethereum.
Scribd.
Huh?
Scribd. I'm a big
Good.
fan of the Scribd. Reading is good. It's good. But getting a book to read to you is even better.
Read to you.
No, not with the technology I've got. With Scribd, you get instant access to millions of ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, and more. You also get thoughtfully created editor's picks and smart recommendations based on what you read, which makes choosing your next book that much simpler. I love that Scribd. It looks at the books you've read in the past and suggests titles for you based on your interests. That way, you don't waste your time scrolling through trying to find something that just jumps out at you. It'll jump for you.
Yeah.
And it'll go,
It's
"Here
like
you go."
it's like all the time you spend on Netflix trying to look for a show. It's like you spend an hour trying to look for something, and now it gives you suggestions based on things you've watched before. Same thing with this.
With Scribs, the world's most fascinating library is at your fingertips for just $9.99 a month. $9.99 a month. Enjoy all your interests in any format with millions of ebooks, audiobooks, magazines, and more. You enjoy instant access to Scribs' entire library for less than the cost of a single book. It couldn't be simpler. No complicated credits or additional purchases. With Scribs, you can access the latest digital library in the world right from your favorite device. Automated suggestions that are hand-curated picks make choosing your next book easier than ever. Easily switch between titles, genres, and formats right from the app. And discover must-read new work from celebrated authors like Roxane Gay, Charles Yu, and more.
Thought there was going to be another name in there, didn't you?
Premiering exclusively.
I just like that you
on
repeated it like you
Scribd.
know who that is.
If you don't into Charles Yu, I don't want to
Yeah,
talk to
okay,
him.
there you go.
Yeah.
All right, good one.
Right now, Scribd is offering our listeners a free 60-day trial. That's free. That's free books, man. Go to try.scribd.com/Jim for your free trial. That's try.scribd.com/Jim to get 60 days of Scribd for free. Bespoke post this fall, as you get back up into the swing. Oh, I thought it was an actual fall. This fall, as you get back into the swing of things, Bespoke Post is here with new seasonal lineups of must-have Box of Awesome collections. Bespoke Post partners with small businesses and emerging brands that bring you the most unique goods every month. No matter what you're into, Box of Awesome has you covered. From autumn craft beers to cozy threads and camping gear essentials, Box of Awesome has the collections for every part of your life. To get started, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. The answers will help you get the right things in the box. So you want to be honest. You want to be honest in that thing. Don't try to act highfalutin about things you don't like.
It's a cool, like, so basically you take the quiz, it shows what your interests are, and there are like, for $45 a month, you get a package every month, and it's like, sometimes it's like cocktail making kits with like tumblers, or there's like a weekender bag, or like some sort of Swiss Army knife that's really cool. So I actually subscribed to this 2 years ago, and I used to give them out as gifts every month. There's like really good stuff in there.
You should have a hot sauce pack coming.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Hot sauce thing and a packet of Preparation H. That's what I get. They release new boxes every month across tons of different categories. It's free to sign up. You can skip a month or cancel anytime. Each box only costs $45, but has over $70 worth of gear inside it. Plus, with each Box of Awesome, you're supporting small businesses. 90% of everything that comes in your Box of Awesome is from a small, up-and-coming brand. So you might find out something that you love that you didn't even know about. Get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up to boxofawesome.com and enter the code I don't know at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code I don't know.
All right, Katherine, let's get to these questions here. What is artificial intelligence? Jim said is when you make a computer think. Navigation in your car, peak AI. What'd you say, TomTom?
TomTom.
Yeah. What is artificial intelligence?
Well, I mean, it's a little bit tricky to define because different people have different answers, but very generally, it's about trying to simulate or mimic natural intelligence, which would be like what we get in humans or animals, but instead in machines, and in particular in computer programs. But one of the reasons it's tricky is that the definition kind of keeps shifting. Like what we used to consider AI back in the 1950s, these sort of simple rule-based expert systems, we wouldn't really consider them AI anymore because we've come so much further. So it's a bit of a shifting goalpost, but yeah, that's general.
Is a calculator AI?
No, I would not think.
I've always been amazed by those things.
Yeah, I mean, you've really got me there. I don't know how they work, but they've been around before AI was able to do that kind of calculation. So they must work some other way.
Do you remember in an Australian high school when you got to about year 7, you went through year 1 to 6 at carrying the one and all that type of stuff. And then like in year 7, they gave you a Casio calculator that we all have the same calculator. And then you were like, why the fuck did we learn all that shit before? This thing's marvelous. I'm going to pass every exam. But then the problem is everyone's got a calculator. Oh, God, I didn't pass that.
Well, because now you know how it works. So you need to know that. What if you're on a boat and then you didn't have a calculator? You need to calculate something.
I reckon there'd be a lot of pi involved in AI. I reckon I can't remember what pi was used for, but 3.14.
Okay.
Add a point.
In which domains is AI used? Jim said computers.
Well, he's not wrong. But basically, I mean, the bulk of the answer for this one, I would answer in the next question about the types that you interact with every day. So, I mean, I just brainstormed a bit of a list of AIs that I guess you would use every day. And you got some of them, like definitely Siri and Alexa and stuff talking to your phone. When you search the internet, like when it's auto completing your queries and actually serving the results. When you're consuming stuff on Netflix or YouTube or on Twitter, like it's protecting you from hate speech and things like that. Online shopping products being recommended to you, your self-driving car, your spell check, your automatic email categorization. Maybe if you unlock your phone with your like face. So yeah, I mean, that's heaps of domains, and then maybe some others that are not every day for you, but it's like defense, medicine, logistics, retail. Yeah, it's all over the place.
Netflix, when that used to be more like you could comment under things and you had to go on your laptop, and then it was like these things, and you had to press shows you like. Now it's not so much as it shows you what you had to go thumbs up for that one, thumbs up for that one, thumbs up for that one. When that first came out and they were starting to suggest TV shows to you, I had my first Netflix special, and Netflix announced that it wasn't for me. My son was very young at the time, so I think I'd been watching a lot of kids programs, but they went, "You won't enjoy this."
Maybe they were right, though. You don't want to watch yourself.
I didn't watch it, so that's a good point.
Is a speak and spell AI? Jim's really been high on that.
I've never heard of speak and spell. Sounds like a kid's toy, but
It is.
Okay. Could a kid's toy help E.T. get back to his planet? I don't think so. That's how he phoned home through a fucking speak and spell.
It's a tool.
Well, he uses an interface.
But spelling correction, definitely. So this is powered by a language model. So yeah, you model the probability of different words in a language, and so it can use that to suggest corrections and stuff.
I'll tell you how speak and spell work. They'd go spell cat. And then you'd go K-A-T, and they'd go, "You're wrong." It knew shit, man.
All right. Yeah. What is an algorithm? Jim said, when people are coding, it might look like gobbledygook to you, Forrest, but they're making Pitfall.
You remember the game Pitfall?
Yeah, I do.
It's on an Atari. It would be a bloke swinging a vine over
alligators,
over a hole, or jumping over some alligator heads. That didn't happen by itself.
What is an algorithm? Let's just explain that, because that can't be.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit like a recipe. Basically, it's a set of instructions that are written in code for a computer to execute something.
Okay.
That's
Pitfall.
You know what? Getting back to the last question we asked, I do enjoy it when some people get upset when things are suggested for you to buy, but I like that.
I like it too.
Yeah.
Oh no, they know me.
Yeah.
I went through a run of hot sauce. Fair Ingham. I bought one bottle of hot sauce, and then they kept on suggesting different hot sauces. I got about 7 brands.
Sneakers for me. They're always like, "Oh, you like sneakers?" And they show me they always know what kind I like, and I enjoy it. At first, I didn't think I was going to, but.
The thing is, they often show you the ones you've already bought, and I don't know why that is. I don't know why they're not intelligent enough to figure that out, but I get that all the time.
They haven't brought it into the prostitution world. They've never gone, "Here's a blonde, you like them?"
Well, I don't think that's legal.
I don't know. That's what I've heard.
I mean, they on certain websites that I'm sure that you are partial to, they definitely would use recommender systems.
Oh, no, the porn sites definitely, they know what's up with me. They know what's up with me. They suggest the right things. I go on the Pornhub and I'm like, oh, it's just nice that you care.
How do machines learn? Jim said by us inputting information into them, then the computers start teaching each other, and then we're fucked.
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, the start of the answer, I was so hopeful for you. It sounded so good, and then it went a bit pear-shaped. But like the simplest methods are often based on statistics. So like spam detection in email, you count how many emails have the word Viagra in them and how many of those are spam. And then you do that for every single word in every single email in your training data set. And then when you get a new email that has the word Viagra and some other words as well, you can use the probabilities to say whether it's.
Well, we've lost you. We've lost you.
One second.
One second.
Can you hear us? You just nod your head if you. Oh, we can't hear you right now.
We can't hear you. We have a computer program in our podcast. If Viagra's mentioned 4 times,
wait, talk.
It has to shut down.
Is it plugged back in?
See,
we can hear you now.
Yeah.
I'm not. You cut out right after spam and Viagra. Is it possible for you to remember the whole answer to that question again and start from the beginning? Okay, great. You can just start from answering it. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the simplest methods are based on statistics. So, for example, spam detection in emails, what you do is you start by counting how many emails have the word Viagra in them, for example, and how many of those are spam. And then you repeat that for every word in every email in your training data set. And then you have probabilities. And then when you get a new email in that has the word Viagra, for example, you know the probability that this is spam or not. And that's a simple approach. And then more complex approaches, this is where I thought you were going in the right direction. It's kind of about learning from seeing the answers. So we give a model a bunch of data points and ask it to produce an output, and then it's wrong. But you show it how wrong it is. So if it's trying to predict a number, you say this was totally too high or totally too low, and then it tries again and again and again until eventually it has learned to basically model this input data. And then you can give it new examples and it will do a pretty good job, if it's been trained enough, of predicting the output.
We didn't ask you this, Jim, but what is a neural network and when were they invented? Do you know what that is?
That's your nerve system, man.
And it's a network?
Yeah. It's.
But we're talking about AI. So what's a neural?
Yeah, it senses when you're down or when you're happy.
All right.
I don't know.
Catherine, what's a neural network? When was it invented?
Well, the nervous system is kind of on the right track. Like it's loosely inspired by the biological.
Fuck.
1 second.
Lost
We
you
lost it again. I blame Louise, man.
What's going on? I think you can hear us, right, Catherine? Yeah, it just cut out. It's something on our end with a wire.
All right,
They're
just
fixing
hold on. We got
1 second. Sorry about
fucking-
that.
Wire.
It's like we got 2 of the 3 stooges butting around with each other.
We
Trying
need
to,
some AI in
fucking-
here.
This is why I'm not close to you, man.
We just changed the wire out. Shouldn't happen again. Sorry about
Yeah.
that. So,
Hey, with all the AI and all that type of stuff, how can't you guys get a wire that works? Like, I'm serious. Like, every iPhone charger works for a bit and then it stops working. We should have more people working on that.
I don't know if that's AI though. That's
It's all computers.
that's a wire.
Yeah, that's where it started.
Okay. Getting back to neural network. So exactly what is a neural network and when was it invented?
Yeah, right. So, well, firstly, I'll give Jim a chance to get a point. Do you think a neural network is a new thing or an old thing?
This is a trick question, so I'm going to say it's an old thing.
Yes, you're right.
Boom shakalaka.
Boom shakalaka. It sounds super new and modern, but I mean, the idea's been around since like the early 40s, and the perceptron is an early sort of version from 1958. So it's pretty old, but yeah, it's basically inspired by the brain. So, you know, when we get a stimulus, light, sound, food, whatever, the neurons in our brain, like they get excited to a greater or lesser degree and transmit that signal on to the other neurons. And a neural network is trying to replicate this. So if you want to bear with me, I can visualize it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine for me like 3 rows of 3 circles. Okay.
Right, the Channel 9 logo.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, okay.
And,
See? Australian.
I mean, this is one of the reasons why I love this show, because I don't get to talk to any Australians. I haven't met any for 5 years. It's been 5 years since I've been over here, actually. So I never meet them.
Right.
So I like the references, the joint references.
There's no Australians in Austria. You're the only one.
I haven't, maybe. I haven't really seen much of the family. Didn't get a chance, and I don't meet other Australians. They don't come here. They go to London or
They
Berlin.
keep her in a lab. She's not allowed out of
We
it.
performed there. Me and Forrest went and did shows
We're
there.
in Meyerhofen.
Come here.
Mayerhofen.
Meyerhofen, some small
Meyerhofen.
village, like a small ski village. Yeah, you
Yeah.
and not where they're doing AI.
I think it's
there.
also a brand of bread.
Not sure. Anyway, back to the Channel 9 logo. So yeah, you've got these 3 rows of 3 circles, right? And these are the neurons. And each one is connected to the next row of circles, right?
Mhm.
So this would be a 3-layer neural network.
Mhm.
So what you do is you give some input into the first layer. So it's just numbers. It might have originally been a picture or music, but it's encoded in numbers. You give this to this first layer of neurons, and they manipulate that signal a bit and put it onto the next layer, and they manipulate it as well and push it onto the output layer. And then again, it has a guess, has a go. It gets it wrong. And based on the strength of this error, you just sort of rearrange the strength of all those connections between the neurons. So how much of that information flows through, you just change it. And through trial and error and doing this thousands and thousands of times, you end up with a network that manipulates an input signal in such a way that the output signal is actually what you wanted.
Like a Furby?
Like
Because a Furby, you're teaching him how to talk, and then by the time its batteries run out, it's really come to life.
I forgot about Furbies.
Yeah, Furbies.
I wanted a Furby so
Furbies is
badly.
AI all day. I always used to have a tic-tac-toe machine. I didn't always beat it. It figured out my algorithm.
Yeah.
I always went for the top corner and then diagonal that way, so I get the two-way. But anyway.
So what is deep learning and how's that? Jim said it's when you're high and someone says something that spins you out.
Yeah.
No, it's much simpler than that. So I just explained like a neural network. Deep learning is just stacking a lot of them on top of each other, so it's deep. That's it.
Yeah.
And it enables the network to learn more complex functions between the input and the output. So something like language modeling, where a model is learning to take our audio input signal and then write words, like understand words. It's not very simple. So, some kind of deep neural network can learn a complex function like that, or machine translation, for example.
Yeah. You can't get a computer high, Jim.
Yeah.
Even if you try to shove an edible in it.
What if they're the people and we're the computers?
Whoa.
Edit that out.
Fuck.
Okay, here we go. What is the Turing test? And Jim just said, Alan Turing. Ah, yes. He made the first computer.
He was arrested for homosexuality.
Yeah.
It cracks me up every time you say homosexual because you say homosexual.
And
He's
no,
a homosexual.
I say it like old people when like the thing. Yeah.
And Jim, I said, do you think you could pass it? He goes, I don't know what it is, but I think I could pass it. He thinks he could pass the Turing test. So what's going on there? Explain to us, please.
Yeah, I think Jim probably could. So basically, Alan Turing, he's a famous mathematician, code breaker, computer scientist. And the Turing test was basically a thought experiment. So to try and devise a way to determine if the machine is intelligent. And the idea is you have a human interrogator who is interrogating another person.
Luis.
Sorry.
What are you going to do for your next job?
Yeah, sorry. It just cut out again.
Fuck.
Sorry, Catherine.
God.
What's going on?
Why does it have to be so complicated as well? It's just a recording into my. I don't understand.
Sorry, Catherine. We'll get it fixed
All
hopefully.
these cables to make us fucking talk. I'd be happy if we just put an iPhone in the middle and we all yelled at it. This is meant to make it better. Leave all this in. I want this all left in the podcast. I want you to listen to your failure while you're editing. I want you to have to sit through every minute of this and go, fuck me. It wasn't The Wire. It was something else.
Do you want this to be like the promo clip too?
I like how you two are walking around like mechanics kicking a couple of tires. That you go, oh, yeah, it's probably the fucking Johnson rods or whatever they said in Seinfeld. You know what I mean? No, you're not touching anything. Neither of you are touching anything.
Let him work it out, Jim.
They're just pointing at each other. Oh, you moved the chair. That'll do it.
It's a shorter cable. I think.
It's because the chair's too far away. Oh, this will show us the way. Have you tried turning it on and off? Do Control Alt Delete.
Oh yeah.
This is gonna be fun to edit.
Yeah. Jim said you
No,
can't.
I don't want you to edit it.
Jim's gonna check it.
I want the comments underneath here to be pure abuse, Luis.
Right.
It's so much fun when it's not you being berated,
How many times did I berate you?
Never.
Yeah,
Never.
exactly.
That's why it's always so much fun.
Exactly, because I haven't put you in charge of a simple task.
Well, it seems complicated to be fair. Are we ready?
We're plugged in.
Catherine, can you hear us?
We hope this doesn't happen again.
Can you talk real quick?
Yes.
Hey, we're back in.
Hey.
Okay, we were talking
All
about
right, Luis,
Alan.
you're doing a good job. I was just teasing.
We were talking about Alan Turing.
I'm glad I get no blame.
Do you want to leave that in there, Jim?
Yeah.
Sure.
That was fun.
All right. We were talking about the Turing test and Alan Turing, and then you got cut off because the wire went bad. So if you could just tell us a little bit about Alan Turing and the Turing test again, please.
Yeah. All right. I'll start again. Yeah. So Alan Turing, as you know, he's a famous computer scientist, code breaker, mathematician.
We should have got him to do the fucking sound.
Yeah, maybe.
He's dead.
And the Turing test is basically a thought experiment as a way to try to figure out if a machine is intelligent. So the way that it works is you have a human interrogator, and they're interrogating another human and a machine, but can't see those. And it just basically asks questions. And it's the machine's job to try to convince the interrogator that the other one, that the human, is the machine. And basically, if it succeeds in doing that, then we might say that that machine can think. So that was the idea of the test. And Alan Turing thought that by 2000, we would have machines who can pass it. We're not really getting close to that. So yeah, Jim, I certainly hope you would be able to beat the Turing test.
How far are we from actual hoverboards? Like, I feel like 2015, Back to the Future, they said that was all going to be happening. They got a few things right. They got a few things missing. How close are we to floating cars, or is this not in your wheelhouse?
It's not my domain at all, but I mean,
just have a guess though.
Tech, maybe 20 years or something.
Yeah,
I mean, I've seen a lot of prototypes and stuff at the moment. Could end up being closer. The last few years, having the sort of progress has increased pretty rapidly. So, and everyone's been shocked by it, like especially with the sort of increased use of deep neural nets and stuff. So, I could be wrong, but yeah, I think it's still a couple.
Serious question: how far are we from robots teaching other robots without us having it? Or how far are we from a robot inventing another robot, building another robot, and then so forth and so on?
You're talking about Terminator?
The domino effect. How far are we from Terminator? 2, not 1.
That's actually the singularity that we were talking about.
Yeah,
before,
we can jump ahead to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically the idea of the singularity is this sort of intelligence explosion where the AI starts to be smart enough to create other AIs that are even smarter until the point that we can't keep up anymore. No one is really sure how long this will take or if it is even possible. But some people are scared of it, especially as we try to search for this thing called artificial general intelligence. And this is like people are trying to make an AI that's capable of many different tasks. And some people are scared that as we try to do that, we might hit this point, but nobody really knows.
Okay, so how smart are the computers now? Are they as smart as me, smarter than me, or are they just still pretty dumb?
Depends on the task. And again, we kind of get to one of the other questions about the weak versus strong AI. So a weak AI is really narrow, so exceptionally good at one thing. So there are plenty of tasks where there is no human alive who could be as good as that, like machine learning or calculations or different things like this. But it's super, super narrow, and they can't generalize at all. Then on the other hand, the strong AI is more broad and more general and can do lots of different things. And we're not very close to that. We're getting better with things like few-shot learning and so on, and multitask learning, but where it's still a huge, huge problem.
I'm not going to be worried until the automated phone thing gets you right. It never gets it right. You're always like, yes. Did you mean no? No, I said yes. And when that starts working correctly 100% of the time, that's when I'll get afraid.
Yeah, no, I can't use those ones.
Yeah, I just start yelling at them.
Always be good operator.
Yeah. They added in typing now. When you say an answer, like, let me look that up real quick.
Yeah.
You're like, what is that?
Yeah, that's annoying.
Okay.
Tamagotchis, are they going to progress, or are they?
We're moving on.
Have they reached?
Feed them, maybe.
Have they reached?
You've got to feed them and look after them.
Yeah.
I had Tamagotchis.
What type of pet did you have?
I don't. Weren't they all the same thing?
Well, you could have a little cat, you could have a little dog, you could have a dinosaur.
I don't remember, but I do remember that I would like leave them in my mom's purse, and they would wake her up in the middle of the night. She's like, feed your fucking Tamagotchi.
They'd starve to death. They would.
Here's a question that we sort of touched on, Jim. We didn't ask. Names a famous moment where an AI beat a human at a cognitive challenge, like.
Okay, so I'll tell you. Okay, so there's been some tic-tac-toe machines that beat people, and there's a chicken that can beat you at the fair.
That's about AI computers.
But then there's the machine on Jeopardy. There's a Jeopardy machine and I can't remember the name of the thing, but the guy that now hosts Jeopardy and he's one of the chasers, he beat the machine.
Okay, but what about AI beating a human at chess?
But this guy beat everybody. Oh, the chess people, they always win, but the humans now.
Wait, AI beats the people at chess?
For the most part. Not always, but for the most part.
Is that right? I thought it took a while for AI to beat humans at chess, or is it?
Well, now it does. For the most part, the computers will beat you at chess.
Oh.
If it's trying.
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing is like it's algorithms that can play a regular player at chess and beat them. I think that's been around for a long time. But the first time that an AI beat somebody at chess, like a world champion, Garry Kasparov, was in 1997. It was Deep Blue from IBM. And then, IBM came back again with Watson in 2011. Watson, yeah. And so this one game of Jeopardy. And, if you want to spend a nerdy night in, you can see that on YouTube. And it's pretty cool to see the, it all processing.
Why call it Watson and not Sherlock Holmes? Because Sherlock Holmes was all the fucking, he was always going, Watson. Like he was always telling Watson, I've got the elementary Watson. I've got an idea. Why name it after the second one? You never go, we're building a superhero computer, Robin. You never do that. You call the fucking computer Batman. Why call it Watson and not Dr. Sherlock Holmes?
Because it's your sidekick.
I don't even know if it was named after this. Could have been something else. No idea. I mean, Google, the algorithm that ranks the search results on Google, it's called Google PageRank. But it's not because it's ranking the pages. It's because the creator is called Larry Page.
Yeah. I just looked it up. Watson was named after IBM's founder and first CEO, Thomas J. Watson.
Yeah, he was the assistant of Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, sorry.
not Thomas J. Sherlock.
Before that, he did that for a job.
My bad, I'm an idiot.
So Watson beat the people. Like he didn't beat everybody. Somebody beat him because isn't Watson basically just like Google? Like they ask a question, it worked really fast. It went through all the things on the internet until it found the answer. Is that what happened with Watson?
I think there was probably lots of different components working together. So some natural language understanding having to take place, then some information retrieval, things like this. Yeah, a lot of different stuff. But yeah, Google is definitely based on similar kind of things. Like they built these knowledge graphs, for example, where like connecting nodes, trying to connect all the information in the world in different nodes and understand the relations. It's a super interesting and like ongoing problem that they would have definitely been working on back then as well.
What is the Chinese room experiment? Jim said the room is made of folded paper. You get out with 2 sticks, and it's the same as a cat in the box test.
Yeah.
And then just a bunch of question marks. I was like, where the
What's
fuck
a
is
cat in the box test?
You know the cat in the box is Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat. So Schrodinger's cat. I might get this wrong.
Showbiz cat.
Yeah. What happened? What happened with Showbiz cat was you walk in, you go, there's a cat in the box, and no one's quite sure. You're not allowed to open. If you open the box, does the thing die? Or if you feed it, you tell us, Jack.
What is the Chinese room experiment, Catherine?
No, tell us the cat thing quickly. I got to know. It's annoying.
When the box is closed, the cat is either alive or dead, and we don't know. So there's 2 like timelines that could exist, and we only know what it is once you open the box.
That's like anything, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Do you know cats only meow when people are in the room? When they're just by themselves, they never meow to each other.
Well, that's like when if a tree falls in the forest.
No, you can videotape me. You can leave like a camera in there, and they just walk around like that. And then we walk in there, and we all talk. No, get the fuck out of here, you needy cats.
What is the Chinese room experiment, Catherine?
Right. So this is the idea that like you have a person in a room and you're feeding them like Chinese characters written on paper, just slipping them under the door. And the person in the room doesn't understand Chinese, but they have instructions of how to like generate an output. Like if you get this, then you should write this. So rule-based system. So the person writes the output and passes it back under the door. And so for the person outside, they think they're having a conversation with someone who can speak Chinese, but that's not true at all. And basically, this is pointing out the flaw of the Turing test. So we can make things that seem to be intelligent, but they actually aren't. So that's, one conclusion you can make from this thought experiment.
Wait, so neither of them know Chinese? Neither of them know Chinese. So
maybe the person outside knows Chinese. Yeah, they would know it. They would know it. And they get the impression they're speaking or writing with a Chinese speaker, but the person inside has no idea, is just following instructions.
Did I mention the other day I was thinking about John McCain in prison? Did I talk about this the other day? No. So John McCain, he gets caught in Vietnam, and he's got another bloke on the other side of the wall, right? And I saw a documentary. I locked up abroad on it, documentary, and they tap on the wall. Tap means A, tap, tap means B, tap, tap, tap means C, so on and so forth, right? And they kept on doing that to each other. And they were locked up next to each other for like a couple of years, right? Until they figured it out, right? But I always thought that must have been like a kind of a thing. They would be sitting next door to each other. Oh God, I have to spell the word zoo. And they never brought up pizza. Didn't even bother bringing up pizza. But wouldn't they like have really liked how we use like just those abbreviations now? Like,
Morse
you know,
code.
like you just got beaten up.
Oh,
by
LOL.
Yeah, you just got beaten up. You got tortured that day, and then you go FML.
Is that it?
Yeah, I just think that's artificial intelligence in a nutshell, man.
Okay.
No, but the thing is, it's not like artificial intelligence, but it is. It does show some kind of evolution of learning, and that is, one thing that AI might try and do. So you might try to put an AI in a situation where it has to try and figure it out for itself, and that's exactly what machine learning is about. It's learning for itself as opposed to being programmed how to learn.
Because they would have just kept on bashing in the wall. Do you understand? Do you understand? Do you understand? Until eventually, why yes, came back, and then they're off to the races. So what's your name? They were next door to each other for fucking 2 years, and all they got out is I'm from Cincinnati.
It's like a long time.
But I will say one thing just to allay some of your fears about like AI taking over and stuff. Another conclusion you can take from the Chinese room experiment. So some people say it shows that thinking and intelligence is really biological, and this example in the Chinese room is not a replica of that. And because of that, we can never build intelligence. We can only try to copy it. And it's really, really hard to know whether that's true or not. But if that's true, then, we might be okay. I won't kill us.
Do you, because you work in this field and do you ever get pushback from people in society who say what you're doing is wrong? Or is everyone like, this is awesome, well done?
I don't get pushed back because the domain that I work in, it's not having any potential negative consequences on people at all. It's basically, we are in e-commerce, we're predicting how well products will sell. That's the bulk of my work is trying to, understand that. And then, we have various uses for those predictions. But I am myself interested in AI ethics, and I want to make sure that if I was ever in a different job, that I would be very, very conscious of these ethics, boundaries and so on. So I would push myself back, but luckily I don't have that situation yet.
And when you put the AI into Mercedes, right? So what is that? Just the navigation system, or is that like?
I was a work student in doing some very early research on.
I know
the
you
voice.
didn't do it by yourself. You don't have to go.
No, but in the voice interface system. So I was basically doing more preliminary research, trying to understand whether you can identify character types, so like characteristics like maybe gender or age or something like that, from the answers people gave to certain questions. So it's nowhere near getting into the cars yet. It's really groundwork.
Mm.
What is an AI winner, and are we in danger of having another one? Jim said it's when you go, oh, shouldn't be cold this time of year, but it is. I don't even know how you got that. So what's an AI winner, and are we in danger of having another one? Is it dangerous? Yeah.
AI winter is coming.
Basically, these were periods in the past where there was just too much hype, too much investment, inflated expectations, and research was simply not able to deliver because AI is really hard. Like it's ludicrous now, but a fun fact, there's this really famous quote from this bunch of scientists in 1955. They wanted to make a summer school on AI or something like this. And basically they said, we think it's a problem that can be solved in one summer. And this is ridiculous. It's so hard. And what happened in the past was, people's inflated expectations were not met. So funding started to dry up, research started to slow down, and the whole thing kind of went underground for years. And a lot of people see similarities to the situation at the moment. It's definitely a hyped topic, and there's insane amounts of money being invested by venture capitalists and so on. So some people are worried we will get an AI winter again because it's still hard. And others think, no, this won't happen. The ecosystem is a bit more robust now. But again, I've heard very convincing arguments both ways.
So what I'm hearing is it's very hard just to throw money at the problem because, like, do you ever go back to the investors and they've asked you to do a certain task and then you go back and you go, this is really hard. Like, is that basically like we had a go, but it's really hard.
I mean, my specialty is natural language processing. It's kind of one of the things that is a love-hate thing about it. Language processing is really, really difficult, and you end up getting stuck in trying to, increase your precision, but then you wreck your so-called recalls. Okay, I'm going into too much detail, but it is super hard. This does happen a lot, and I'm sure that there are awkward conversations like this about where are the results.
This might sound a little bit bigoted, but always a good way to start a.
You've already done the Chinese room experiment.
Is there a language that lends itself to teaching a computer AI quicker? Like is English better to do it? Is German better to do it? Is there a thing, or is there some languages where you go, oh, don't do it in Thai? It's a fucking waste of time. It's too difficult. Or is like, do you understand what I'm saying? Like, yeah, like, does it lend itself to a language?
That's a really great question. The only thing that springs to my mind as maybe easier is Esperanto, because this was a human designed language. So I presume that it's a bit simpler, but otherwise all languages have their own little irregularities and so on. So they're all difficult. Certainly some languages pose more challenges than others. So English is a pretty simple language compared to say German or Finnish or things like that. But at least all those languages have the benefit that, for example, every word is separated by a space. Right. And that means the very first step, which is just literally getting all the text data and cutting it up into words to analyze, at least that's kind of easy for us in something like Mandarin. The characters are put together and there is not necessarily one way to separate those characters. So even just getting the individual words out of a sentence can be really tricky. So yeah, there are definitely languages that are more difficult than others.
Reckon the hardest languages for AI is anything that involves that must be hard to get across. Hey Siri, what way to my house? No, you don't know what you're talking about, Siri.
I also like that you thought we knew what Esperanto was, by the way.
I knew.
Okay. Jim doesn't
okay,
know.
I'm sorry.
Hey, it's Spanish, man.
It's not
Esperanto. It's a Spanish
Esperanto.
Yeah, Esperanto. Yeah.
Yeah, Toyota.
I'm saying what is Esperanto?
So yeah, I mean it's
she
it's
just
a
called
language.
you an asshole.
Sorry, no. I said it's German. I've been here too long, so when I realized, I was saying, that's what you mean. Ach so. No, it's it's a designed language, so it was designed to be easy to learn.
And designed by who?
I don't know, a person with too much time on their hands. I'm not sure.
I reckon. How much do you reckon if we start up a new language, if it would catch on, how long it would take?
A long time.
Hundreds of years, right?
Thousands, maybe never.
Yeah.
I'm good. We talked about
we can barely speak English.
I
don't think we're going to come.
That's our new language.
I believe the whole world should have the same language, but I think we can't do that until the whole world figures out PowerPoints. Until we can figure out plugs. We all need to have the same plugs.
I thought you meant the presentation software.
I'm traveling around trying to charge me phone up. Oh, it's a different plug here. Why? Stop doing that.
Wait, you don't think we should all have the same language?
No, I think we should.
No, Catherine is saying. Yeah.
Definitely not, because languages are really valuable and they keep delivering valuable in ways that we don't know yet. Like an obvious example is medicine. So some of these small languages, like in the Amazon, they know about plants that we don't know that could, contain the cure for cancer or something. And sadly, a language dies about every 2 weeks. And every time a language
not
dies,
fast enough.
Oh, come on.
Like fucking Welsh has been on life support ever since I've been born. They're still harping on with that crap. They got 4 L's in a row.
Welsh, they're not going to discover any medicine, Welsh. So
ooh, if you put the leek in the soup.
I never thought about that. The medicine. Yeah, okay. All right. Because I'm almost on that camp. All right. So what is the difference between weak and strong AI? We talked about that. What is singularity? We talked about that. It's not the dating page that Jack goes to. That's funny. Yeah. How does playing Floor's Lava help advance machine learning research? Jim said easy. Gives the machine some parameters, picky uppy machines, weak AI.
No. I got kids. I know the answer. It's you make the kids play Flores Lava. That kills a bit of time, and then you can work on the AI. They're out of your hair.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's a good thought. But let's take another example with the kids. You know, if the kid hurts themselves, then they'll probably learn not to do it again, right? Hopefully. So, you know, they trip over.
I
They
don't
do
know.
something.
My kid keeps answering back, and I keep hurting him.
Oh, no. His birthday.
I don't hurt me.
Yes. But imagining that you had a healthy relationship with your child
Burn, zing.
and you were and you know your kid he did something, he got hurt, and then he would learn maybe next time not to do it, and this is basically reinforcement learning. So it's another kind of machine learning. So what you do is you give the AI some kind of reward function that it has to maximize, and it might be a function like score a lot of points. And you don't tell it how to score points. You just put it in an environment and it will move. It'll do something and it will get the points. Yeah. Or it'll get the points taken away, right?
There's a cat in the box out the door.
Sorry. Arnie, come here. Arnie, come here. Arnie,
That's how you know if the cat's in the box.
come here. Get over here. Sorry. Come here,
No
brother.
worries.
Lots of fun stuff today. Come here. Arnie, come here.
Maybe, hey, Annie. See if I can
He doesn't
trip him
have,
out.
he doesn't have headphones
Arnie's
on.
a robot dog. Those robot dogs, they're shit, aren't they? Those ones they tried to sell us for years. The ones that will walk up.
Boston Dynamics, yeah.
Fucking useless things.
Wow.
Jesus.
I haven't fed mine in years.
All right, Catherine, I'm sorry.
Sorry, Catherine.
No worries. All right. So tell me, what is reinforcement learning? Did you get it?
Yeah, you keep giving kids rewards when they fall in lava.
You give them rewards when they do something good,
Okay.
and you maybe give them a punishment when they do something bad. And it's the same with the AI. And so it learns to achieve this goal. And it's super useful in things like recommender systems, like recommending content that you might like. It could be used there, or in share trading. Some people will try to teach like a stock trading bot through reinforcement learning.
That'd be a good one.
Where it's super hard, because I mean, if it was that easy, people would just do it and make a ton of money. So it's hard because there are so many factors that influence the stock market. You know, like the whole world is super complex. But yeah, this would be an idea. So the reward function would be, hey, make me a ton of money. And so it would learn, if I buy this stock or sell this stock, and the money goes up or down, it learns to maximize this reward. And Flores Lava is one kind of simulation that I know Google have used. They also do stuff like hide and seek. That's really cool. You can look that up on YouTube, because these little simulated creatures, they really learn to work together, and then they even end up learning to lock the seekers in, like to build a structure around the seekers so the seekers can't move, like after thousands and thousands of iterations. So there's lots of interesting uses for reinforcement learning.
How far are we from like the Black Mirror, where like if I die before I die, I can download?
All your questions are how far away are we from something?
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Okay.
So like if I'm about to die, I can download myself onto a computer, and then in a way I can live forever, even though I won't be alive, but people who like me can come and visit that computer. That might be a very lonely ass fucking computer, I tell you that for nothing.
Well, we could make a language model based on all the language that you normally use. And we would be able to make a deep fake based on your appearance and stuff like that. So we're telling you how to simulate it for a while, but without any new data, you're never going to, change and develop as a being. You're always just going to end up saying the same old thing and the same old thing over and over again.
Right, well, that's pretty much what I do now.
Yeah. It's about 25 words.
Yeah.
It'd be called Computer Under Natural Torrents. Cunt, the machine.
Yeah, just came up with that.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know. That's as good as I could have done. I was been thinking about that for about 30 seconds.
How does Amazon's Alexa and other smart devices understand what you want?
Yeah, well, the first thing I have to say, Jim, I have totally the same problem with you with the language recognition. They don't get my accent.
Yeah.
So that probably indicates that they haven't been trained on enough Australian data, so spoken language data. But basically, first you have automatic speech recognition that'll turn the input signal into text, because that's what the computer can work with. And then what it tries to do is do natural language understanding. This is my domain. So simultaneously, it's trying to figure out what domain are you in? Like maybe this is a travel-based request or an entertainment-based request. And then what is your intent? So if it's travel, it might be book a flight. And if it's intent, it might be play a song. And when it's figured those things out, then it knows what it needs to know to be able to finish your task. So like if it's a travel domain and the intent is book a flight, then obviously it's going to need to know what's the airport you're leaving from and where you're going. And so then another neural network will try to label every word in your utterance with as many slots as it can that it needs. And it might ask you for more information, but until it's basically got all this information from your original unstructured utterance into a structured thing called a semantic frame. And then it's pretty simple. This information is used to query an API. So like basically access a publicly available sort of interface to say a travel website, and it will query the website for the flight that you want. And the API will return a result. And then probably natural language generation will be used to turn it back into a text. And maybe even it'll be spoken aloud with speech generation, which would again be taken care of by probably.
I want you to repeat this answer now, Jim.
What you do is you talk to Alexa and it finds your flights, man.
Yeah.
Okay. Trolley problem. What is the trolley problem? Jim says Tesla can't recognize trolleys. Bang right in them.
Well, that's the shopping carts.
Oh.
We call them trolleys.
I'll
We call them trolleys.
I'll give you
Or
a
trolley
hint.
like ding, ding, ding,
I
went the
don't know.
trolley.
I don't know.
Like a
I
tram.
think so. Exactly. Yeah. So think about it as a tram, and now think about it that we said it's an autonomous vehicle problem.
Yeah. So the vehicles, they don't like trams, right? Because they're not cars.
Same answer.
Yeah, autonomous. Okay, everyone knows
Okay.
that autonomous cars are racist as fuck.
Yeah, that's
When it
true.
comes to other vehicles, they're just like, oh, I don't even want to know you, man. With
Wooden
your
cars.
wooden car. They wouldn't recognize Luis's car.
I think it's a tree.
Yeah, Luis's car runs like a clock.
So what's the trolley problem, Catherine?
Yeah. So basically, again, it's a thought experiment. So notice there's a lot of thought experiments here today. So the idea is you've got, this like old train carriage and it's out of control. It's going down the tracks towards, say, 5 workers on the track. So they would all
Oh,
be
I know this. It was in it was in the TV show, the one with the Christian Bell in it. At the end, they had the trolley experiment. And so
They're shaking
The
her
Good
head
Place?
now, I feel like.
do you plow through a whole lot of people, or do you turn and die and you save all those people?
They don't know
Yeah.
what yeah.
like, so the question before is like, if you flick the switch and direct the tram to just one person, you save a lot of lives, but then you actively kill a person. What would you do? And with autonomous vehicles, it might be something like, okay, if 2 children run in front of the car and the car could save them by swerving and killing the driver, what should it do? And a lot of people will take the utilitarian perspective, which is costs
Greater
the fewest lives. So they would say, okay, the fewest lives, that's the driver. You have to kill the driver. But the question becomes different when you say, okay, what if you're the driver? And they say, well, I want my car to look after me above anything. So it's going to
those
be...
kids are dead as far as I'm concerned.
It's going to be super relevant. Like, I think there will be so many big court cases in the future and stuff about
I'd
this.
have
It's
to
gonna
know the kids, like if they're shits or not.
You know how much a bumper on a Tesla costs?
I do.
That's 2 kids. Yeah. Here's the big question. Will AI steal your job? And it kind of goes back to what Jim was saying too. Like, how are we in danger of, not only that, are we in danger of AI taking over and Terminator? You kind of addressed that, but Jim says it will steal many people's jobs. It already has. We're all going to become wallets.
All right. It's going to get worse and worse and worse. Soon, we won't even be interviewing you. We'll be interviewing a robot who tells us what to do. I reckon I can make a robot right now who could be a late night TV show host.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
Netflix has put out some short videos of AI written stand up.
And how do they go?
Not good.
But they still did better than Jack. No, they're not good. What was it?
I don't know. They just released a bunch of videos with it.
Like in The Simpsons, where they went, "What are those fools on Capitol Hill doing?" Like that. That's all you got to do. If you be an AI guy, you just go, our guest is next to this thing, and Trump, whoa, he said something stupid. There you go. That's all you got to do.
Yeah,
That's good.
So is it going to steal our jobs?
Is it going to steal our jobs? Not our jobs as such.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to flatter your ego, Jim, but I don't think an AI will be able to replace you at the moment.
I think I'm irreplaceable. I don't think a computer could do what I am. I want to see a computer that can lay on a couch for 12 hours without urinating because it looks like it's too much effort.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that, but or I don't know about that. But yeah, the creativity, also like empathy, so maybe nurses or things like that. Any jobs requiring a lot of human thought, they will be very hard to replace at the moment. The jobs that are maybe very repetitive, very manual, not very nice, these ones might be automated. But it's still going to probably take quite some time because, say the Boston Dynamics robots, they're amazing, but again, they're limited in what they can do. And the cool thing is that probably a lot of the jobs or the tasks that will be automated will simply leave room for the workers to do the more interesting and challenging problems. So like if you work in a help center for a bank and a chatbot takes over the really mundane, repetitive questions, you might get passed on the more interesting and tricky questions. So I'm not scared that it's going to take a lot of jobs very soon, but definitely some will be replaced. You made a great point with the truck drivers, and that's something that will happen.
Yeah, because
it will create some more jobs as well. It's going to definitely create new jobs too.
Jay Leno is a bit of a name drop. Jay Leno took me to a place that the robots flip your burgers for you, right? It's got a spatula on the end of its arm and it waited and it got underneath, flipped the burger like that. I'll tell you what, though, with all that technology, couldn't put fucking cheese on it. They haven't taught a machine to lightly place the cheese on. You can do flipping. It could probably bring you a bun over to the station. The assembly of a burger. A human being has to do that.
It's called Cali Burger.
But I'll tell you, yeah, it's a real place. So I'll tell you where automation is good, where it's coming in, where for war. Before that, we're not really even training fighter pilots anymore because we got drones and all that type of stuff. Like whenever I play Call of Duty, I think to myself, I can't believe this is real. No, but I can't, like the people were running towards each other with guns. Now we just have robots fighting our wars for it. I think that's...
Yeah, that's not how it works though. It's only good if you're the country that has the drones, but there's a lot of countries...
And where do I live?
Drone America.
Yeah, I'm not paying all these taxes for fucking nothing for it.
Okay.
I'm drone man.
That makes a good point, yeah. This is a bit morally dubious where you're going there, but...
that's because you're near Germany. You're like, oh, we shouldn't do this anymore.
All right, look, this is the part of the show called Dinner Party Facts, where we ask our guests.
It took me that long to bring up the Nazis. I'm surprised.
Yeah, usually.
I thought I would have done it right straight away. It took me right to the last minute.
We ask our guests to give us some sort of fact or something interesting that our listeners can use at home to impress people on the subject. What do you got for us, Katherine?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, like, AI is brilliant, of course, in certain domains, but it's also really dumb. And it can fail in really funny ways because it learns to like over rely on some spurious piece of information, some irrelevant piece, and really hang on to that. And this can drive it completely wrong so that it can't generalize. So, for example, there's a famous example where they were making a dog versus husky detector. And it was really, really good. It was really excellent.
Sorry, I missed that. A dog versus husky?
Husky, yeah. So in images, so it's an image classification. And it's trying to, I don't know the practical uses for this classifier, but
I don't know either.
Isn't a husky a dog? Is a husky something?
Well, he means like
that's the thing. That's why they would be doing it, because it's tricky, right?
Computer dog versus real dog.
Well, no, a husky. Some people would say a husky is its own kind of breed, like the wolf, closer to a wolf, I think is what they're, right?
Yeah.
So you're saying wolf versus dog?
Yeah.
Where's the robots involved? I'm missing this.
It's very useful technology.
So we're at a dog fight.
No, but this is image recognition. And this use case might be very narrow.
It's trying to tell the difference between a wolf and a dog.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
I'm with you. Okay, sorry.
Okay, cool. Sorry, probably I said it a bit wrong. This is an awesome dinner party fact. You're going to have a great time repeating this. So it's trying to tell the difference, and it was really good. But then the cool thing is we can use like model insights to try to understand what a model is paying attention to when it's making a prediction. And when they did that, they realized it wasn't looking at the animal's face at all. it was looking at the background to see if there was snow or not. So the
Wow.
dog versus husky detector was actually literally just a snow detector. And this happens all the time. There's a super nice example of they had an AI-powered a camera for a football match. It was supposed to follow the ball. The referee was bald, and it just kept following the referee. So you can really entertain yourself by looking up AI fails on the internet. But basically, AI is still in general really narrow. It's not great at generalizing, whereas humans, we are few shot learners, which means we can generalize really good, learn new tasks really well. And so this is why I think there's still hope for us.
I
all.
reckon
We're not dying yet.
I reckon a difficult one would be old person's finger or carrot.
What about hot dogs or legs?
Hot dog
dog
or
or
legs?
legs,
Hot
yeah.
dog or legs? No, but that one tricks me.
Well, the beach. They don't. If it's at a beach, it'd be
Exactly.
legs.
The problem
No,
with
you
it
ever
is-
seen the web pages hot dogs versus legs?
No,
You're not sure. It's always like people's Instagram photos of like there's the beach
I
and
know.
the
That, I
sand.
know. I've seen the hot dogs or legs thing. Like people
Yeah,
post
but
it,
people
I'm-
do it on the beach like that. And you go, well, that's a nice
or
looking.
swimming. If there's
You go,
water in the
that's
background,
that's
it's
a
legs.
nice looking woman. Hot dogs.
Yeah. A lot of people bring hot dogs to the beach.
All right, Katherine. Well, thank you for being here. Like I said before, you can follow her on Twitter at Katherine A. Munro and on Instagram, Katherine Amabel. Did I get that wrong again?
Amabel.
Amabel. I'm an
Amabel.
idiot. So it's AMABEL and then AMUNRO for Twitter.
You could teach a computer to do that in seconds.
But thank you for being on the show.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for being on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're ever at a party and someone says, oh, I got a computer that can recognize a husky, you throw them a bit of snow and go, I don't know about that, and walk away.
Throw 'em snow.
Yeah.
Wait,
It's
can I
that
say
time.
the last bit?
Sure.
Good night, Australia.
Good night.